Okay, today we are reviewing the Apache pepper, which I purchased from Home Depot. It was just a plant they had started. It was near the end of the planting season, so probably, I'm guessing July, probably, might have been maybe a little bit before July. And the plant was already producing pods in the Home Depot, so I thought, you know what, this kind of meat pepper, I've never grown Apache peppers before. And so it's now the end of September. I haven't done any other review videos this year. Too busy building a deck and a bunch of other things. Last year I had tons of review videos. So if you haven't seen any of those review videos and you're interested in some other varieties of peppers, particularly the interesting, unusual kinds, heritage peppers and so forth, take a look at my channel. I'm joined by my wife, Rochelle. She's going to bravely try one of these peppers. We have neither one of us have tasted these peppers before until today, so we're going in totally blind.
Yeah.
All right, so
could be spicy.
Could be spicy. So the way I was doing some of my other videos, I would cut it open and I would move the camera over and I'd get a close up and everything else. I'm not going to do that today because I'm kind of lazy. I'm just going to cut it open. I'll show the camera. Hopefully it focuses, and we're going to try both the green and the red. Do you want to try the red? Which one do we want to try first? Most peppers are best ripe, so
okay.
I feel like maybe we should taste the green first.
Okay. Yes.
There are a few peppers that are better green. So, all right. So it's a nice firm pepper. It's small, as you can see. It's about the same size, approximately, as a chili pepper or a super chili pepper. They grow downwards though, and we'll run up to the garden and I'll show you. Maybe I'll cut that in right here. Anyway, I haven't tasted these yet. This one's a little soft, so I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to let that one go to seed, I think. So I'll let it ripen on the plant. But let's take a few of these. And considering how poor our growing season was this year, I'm impressed with how this plant produced. There's actually two of them here, and so this one over here, you can see lots of green peppers on there. Little green ones in there. So they're not a very large pepper. It's a prolific producer. Obviously could handle the abuse of the high temperatures and dry weather. And with the small leaves like this, typically any plant that I've had in the past where it had small leaves, it was able to handle really heavy weather, things like hail and heavy winds and so forth. It's a low plant, even compared to some other small plants, so it's a very low to the ground compared to the other plants I have. So I'm actually kind of happy with how the plant grew itself. I think with better amended soil and better overall growing conditions, I think it would probably do better. So yeah, let's go inside and cut these bad boys open. They look a little bit like, on the inside, they look a bit like the cascabella. So there's quite a few seeds. It smells green. Doesn't smell
Smells
amazing.
like green pepper.
It smells like green pepper with a little bit of that underlying like warning smell.
Could be spicy.
So I'm gonna cut the seeds out, and I'll cut this one in half. Some peppers are fine to eat with the seeds, but I've found in general I don't really like the seeds.
It kind of makes them taste more bitter.
Yeah,
in my
exactly.
opinion.
Me too. Yeah, for sure. And some of them, like I say, are okay. Like cascabellas are fine with the seeds. The seeds taste fine and everything else. But these are Apache. So I'll take the larger one. So I've cut the seeds out. I've also cut the placenta material out, which is where most of the capsaicin would be. So I don't expect these to be terribly hot. I'm guessing there'll be a bit of heat. We'll find out.
Oh, instant heat.
Yeah, instant heat. It tastes like a green pepper with heat. There isn't a lot of that floral flavor that comes with some of the super hots.
Ooh. I'm trying to keep my tongue away from it, but the spice is binding my tongue. It's spreading. It spreads,
and then at the back of my throat, I've got like that slightly bitter, acrid sort of flavor going on. It tastes green.
It's got a good heat to it though.
Yeah, it's
I
not
actually like it.
It's not more than a jalapeno. Maybe slightly more than a jalapeno. So it's considered quite a mild pepper then.
But if you think about, taking that whole thing and eating the whole thing, like
people who are
that
not
would be
accustomed,
spicy.
yeah,
I
people
wouldn't recommend it.
No, well, it depends on who's trying it. If somebody is accustomed to eating hot peppers, anything hotter than a cayenne pepper, this is going to be nothing. But for those of us who don't eat a lot of hot peppers, especially if you're into things like green peppers and just bell peppers and things like that, this is going to hit you with some shock. But it's not too crazy. Now I've got here 3 other ripe ones, as you can see here. So this one here, the largest one, has a bit of green on it still. So I'm going to say that one's not fully ripened. I'm going to go with the middle-sized one. It's ripened to the point where it's just starting to soften a little bit. I mean, if you didn't know this was an Apache pepper, you would think this is a regular chili pepper.
Yeah, or like a Hinkle Hats or something.
No, Hinkle Hats were a little bit fatter.
Fatter, but there's one that
Matchbox?
grew. Yeah, I think it's Matchbox.
Yeah,
and
it looks a lot like the Matchbox
It looks
peppers.
like a lot like a Matchbox.
But as you see, or if I've shown you yet in the garden, they actually grew downwards. So they are definitely a different pepper. Anyway, let's pop this bad boy open and give this a try. And actually, I should point out that I've just got a lingering warmth on my tongue.
I still have the spiciness, but it's dying down.
It's totally manageable.
But when I first bit into it, I was like, ooh, spicy.
Yeah. And I did notice, like, I don't know how it was for you, but there was that bitter, a little bit of a bitter wash at the back of my tongue. But it didn't last long, so it wasn't so bad. It was mostly because it's green, I think. I suspect the red should probably taste better. So,
it's hard.
It might be hard. So the seeds are more mature.
Okay, the green one, bear in mind, we ate that without placenta, without seeds.
True.
Okay, so if you were to just chow that down, seeds, placenta, and all, I think it would be spicy.
So I'm just going to take, so here's the inside of the red. I mean, it's pretty much the same. It's a fairly thin-walled, actually. I'm a little disappointed with the thin wall. I typically like a juicier, thicker wall, which is one of the reasons why we like the Hinkle Hats. I think it's good. It pretty much has the best of all worlds. If you haven't watched the Hinkle Hats video, I recommend that one. I would say, in retrospect, after trying all the peppers we have, Hinkle Hats is among my favorites. Just because it kind of has all the things you like. But anyway, so this is the Apache pepper. This one's a ripe one. I'm cutting out the seeds for our quick test run. And I might save these seeds because I might grow them again next year. And as you probably saw in the video of my garden, there's quite a few different pepper plants that are in close proximity. So as with last year, these seeds, if I share them, there's always the risk that they've been crossed with something else. Alright. So I'll take the big one again, just because I'm a nice guy.
You can handle spice a little bit better than I can.
There we go.
Oh, I'm thinking I might need milk after this. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Here we go.
Spicy.
Ooh. Way fruitier.
Mm-hmm. Way sweeter.
Way sweeter.
Oh.
A bit of a burst of bitter. So the bitterness didn't go away.
Definitely spicier.
Way hotter. Way, way, way hotter. Enough that it's making my eyes water.
Ooh. It goes right to the back of your throat.
And the roof of my mouth is burning now too.
The roof of my mouth, but mostly it's attacking the tongue.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, like I'm feeling on the sides.
I feel it, yeah, especially on the sides of my tongue, all around.
So eating those straight, that's uncomfortable. So this is definitely on par with your Matchbox, your super chilies,
it's still
your cayenne.
Oh, it's spicy. This is the spicy dance.
It's enough that it made me sweat. I was already warm. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. I've been kind of going in and out today, so I was already kind of warm.
It helps if you go.
So there you have it.
That's hot enough.
Used as seasoning in your pepper jams, pepper jellies. That would go well with like pineapple jelly. You could
probably make a really good powder.
I think it'd make a decent powder. It's a bit...
It's got some serious heat.
It does.
It really attacks my tongue.
But you know what? From a flavor perspective, I'm not convinced that it would make a good powder.
But remember the dumpster fire ones made good powder, whereas like eating them fresh, they were terrible.
That's true. That's true. That's like the I can't remember.
You know, be really good with cream cheese in the center. Take all that seasoning besides out, cream cheese. That would cut the heat a little bit, and they'd be quite yummy.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, given this versus the other peppers we've grown, I've got other peppers that I much prefer. I mean, you know, the black Hungarians, which are milder, better flavor. The Hinkle Hats, which are all around probably one of the best peppers. You know, Space Pepper Solar Flare, which I have no idea what that is actually. I think it's a hybrid, but I do have seeds for that. I don't know if I've done a review. I didn't grow them this year, but I'll do a review next year. But even, you know, your basic Matchbox and Super Chilies, if you've grown those before and you like those well enough, they are better than the Apache pepper. I wouldn't grow these just for culinary purposes. The only reason why I would grow these instead of some of the other options is how compact and productive the plant is. So it's almost more of a productive plant. You know, there's a little bit of that floral flavor, which I don't usually like. It comes. I
can't even taste the floral flavor because the spice just hits me. And actually, it hits the entire tongue for me, all the way back. It kind of hits the back of your throat, and I can even feel it along all my gums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got it on the roof of my mouth too.
I have it the roof of my mouth. It's everywhere. Like,
yeah.
Some spice, it's like it seems concentrated. Mm-hmm. This spice just goes the entire mouth.
Yeah. So there's one of the methods of measuring the heat of a pepper is how quickly it hits you, and I believe there's a Spanish term, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It's like something like rapido or something, which basically means it hits you right away. That's definitely these.
That's those.
Right up there with, I think the Matchbox were the same. Versus something that takes a long time, the Bulgarian carrot pepper, which I also have a review of. It's a really interesting pepper, and it's very slow. It's probably the slowest heat that I've got. Yeah. And it continues its slow heat even with the powder. So it's great if you want to make a blend. You could use something like this one for the initial heat, and then use, for that long-term burn, use a little bit of the Bulgarian carrot pepper.
This definitely has some long-term burn, though.
Yeah, like, but if I was to graph it, it peaks right away, and then it kind of trails off.
Well, thank God it tapers off, because in the beginning I was like, I'm gonna need milk, and now I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah. Whereas Bulgarian carrot pepper is like, oh, it's fine, no problem. I can eat, and you end up eating too many of them, and then it's like it peaks later, 5 minutes later, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm on fire. So, yeah, that's the Apache pepper. I'm not convinced that I'm going to grow it next year.
No?
I have limited garden space. I'm in a small city, and other than the fact that it's got small leaves, so it has a number of characteristics that make it desirable. Small leaves, which may not be as decorative as some of the big leaves, but the small leaves give you a lot of storm resistance. It can take heavy winds, it can take a little bit of hail, it can take some drought, those kinds of things. So it's good for that. It's a smaller, compact plant, and it produces a lot in a small area. So I mean, if you wanted to have just lots of peppers for putting in vinegars and oils and cooking and maybe strings of them or whatever.
Sweet Thai chili sauce, that would make
it probably would
really
work quite nice
good
for that.
Sweet Thai chili sauce.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you need something good and strong.
Some kick. So
you need something kicky.
Yeah, and I mean, for those of us,
mix those with Fresnos. That would be
fantastic. The red Fresno pepper, which is kind of in the same range of heat as jalapeno, in the 1,000 to 3,000 kind of Scoville units range, is way milder than this. This is closer to a cayenne, so I would say probably in that range of 90,000 Scoville units.
Yeah. By mixing the two in a sweet Thai chili sauce, you get the really great flavor of the Fresno, and you get the really great spiciness.
Yes, for sure. So there are some cases for using the Apache pepper. Again, would I use it instead of the Hinkle hats? I can't think of a single reason why I would use this and not the Hinkle hats. So take that into account. And it's interesting about the videos that I've got a number of reviews, and I think the Hinkle hats is one of the fewest watched, which I don't understand, but whatever. So yeah, if you have a limited amount of space and you want to grow a pepper with some kick, the Apache pepper is okay. Hinkle hats is better. It's superior in almost every single metric. So yeah, thanks for watching.